Bro, I don't like playing characters that, like, I feel like learning characters, it's easy in this game, but it's also hard because you gotta know what to do on defense. And, like, not knowing what to do on defense kind of sucks. Like, that target combo, could I do literally anything after that? Was I not supposed to do heavy DP after I activated V-Trigger? Or am I only supposed to activate it on block? Oh, playing on Hitbox? You know, I actually have a Hitbox. I don't mind playing on it. I'm obviously not as good as I am on pad, but yeah, I think Hitbox is superior to stick. I hate playing on stick. Yeah, I have a Hitbox. I just don't use it, but I do think it's better than stick. I don't know how people play on stick, to be honest. Like, stick is cool, but like Hitbox is better. Like, stick is kind of outdated in my opinion. Like, if I had to not play on stick and I couldn't play on pad, and you gotta play on Hitbox. That Whiff. He DP there. I hate V-Shift. I hate V-Shift so much. I thought he would V-Shift, and then I thought he would backdash. Well, no, I thought he would V-Shift or backdash, and then I didn't even want forward fierce. I was just wanted to do heavy punch. EX clap.
Fight.
I love that hit. And it's crazy. I actually think Karin's much worse when she's in V-Trigger. She's much worse. Like, she's nerfing herself by activating, which is crazy to even say. She's worse in V-Trigger, which is crazy. Yeah, she should actually never use V-Trigger. Her V-Trigger is, I don't want to say useless, but her V-Trigger is definitely not as good as everything else. When she's in V-Trigger, she loses access to V-Reversal and V-Shift. Her V-Shift's not great, her V-Reversal is like dumb strong. Why'd I stand up? Just grab him. Bro, I literally can't move. I can't get low forward. I'll die. Just grab him. I'm stuck. I literally can't move. When I play against Karin, with Laura, like, I just literally try not to move. I just gotta hope Laura's health survives most of Karin's setups.
Final round. Fight.
And blocking's not even good either. I'm taking some of his great luck. Oh, I didn't dodge. Ooh, feature. That is probably death. Wow.
You win.
That was optimal. that was optimal as fuck. What's your Discord, Rob? We can talk about this matchup, because I actually think this match is pretty rough. Well, the way I've been playing it recently has been kind of better, but I do think this matchup's still pretty rough. That matchup, Karin Laura. The way I've been playing it recently is literally not move.
Yeah, I've noticed. But I feel like the thing is that means that Karin, like, if you notice, I'm pressing like a lot of buttons in neutral.
Yeah.
Because I can pretty much kind of bully at that point. I still think that that makes it so that the neutral game is still rough for Laura, but at least you can get clipped less, maybe. I think that matchups, it's hard to really speak direct matchups when it comes to it might sound weird, but I think Laura is actually broken. I think you're the only one. I think Laura's broken. I think Poison is broken.
Okay. Wait. I respect the opinions. Why?
Yeah.
Why? I think I think Poison's broken. I'm with you on that. I think that character is stupid.
Well, I think they're broken in different ways. Like, how do I put it? I feel like Karin, Ninja Sound said, Laura broken, but not Karin. No, I think Karin is like better than Laura, literally. Like, I think Karin is like super top tier. But the point that I'm getting at is kind of like, I don't think that our sets, personally, I think if me and you learn Ryu like from scratch for a month,
okay,
I don't think that the sets would look like that. I do not at all. If we both learn Ryu, I don't think that reactions wise or like neutral and stuff like that there's this crazy gap.
Okay,
I completely disagree with that.
I partly agree with you on that. I do agree with you on that. But like I said, okay, say Punk and you both learn Ryu for a month. You think Punk would be better?
I think the gap will be bigger. You see what
I'm saying? I
I
completely
think
understand.
Punk will win.
Yeah.
So that's not talking trash or nothing like that, because I think you're amazing, and I think that's why it's so unique. Like, I personally, even though I would say yes, I think that Punk, there would be a bigger gap if me and Punk learn Ryu for a month versus me and you learn Ryu for a month. However, I think it's harder to fight you than it is to fight Punk. Right now, if I had to play one of y'all in tournament, I would rather fight Punk. And I just think that the way that you figured out, like, I don't think you're really playing the same game as anyone else. Like, it doesn't feel, for example, you see how how would I put it? Like, for one, I think you built your characters from scratch, unlike a whole lot of other players. Like, you actually built these characters. And then, like, I feel like your strength of one of your biggest strengths is, do I want to call it, it sounds mystical to say reads, but I mean, It's
No,
true, man.
no,
Like,
no, no, no. Okay, because I used to feel the same way when Do used to play. When Do used to play, I used to be like, man, I'd rather play Punk than I would rather play Do. So I feel like it was kind of the same thing. But I think because Punk plays a more straightforward character, I think that's really it. Because Karen's,
yeah,
she's mad good, but she's straightforward. You know what's gonna happen. With Do, it was like Do's jumping flying president with G or like dash up V skill to a guile or whatever it might be.
bro. Yeah, his crackhead Mika stuff he would
Yeah,
do.
yeah. Miko is the
Like,
same way.
we had been in a serious, like in Street Fighter League, in a serious situation, like, and it would be like, all right, it's about to be next round about to start, and would be like, all right, I'm a dash command grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, really do it. Round one fight in a serious tournament, dash command grab, and it hit. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a different. I can't really practice against anyone else per se, and honestly, I feel like it's not even a practice thing. Like, I find most of my improvement against you comes from just thinking, like watching and thinking. I can't really play anybody. It's just I don't. I feel like it's hard to kind of break my mind and play this different game. And I think before you used to, like you said, you used to move around a whole lot more with Laura and take more risks. So even though your reads were crazy, you got hit a lot more.
Yeah. Well,
Whereas now you minimize that.
that changed with it was more switching to PC because now I feel like on PC I can't really do the nutty stuff with lore anymore, so I kind of have to, take a step back from it. But I do think this strategy is better versus Karin because, I'm not dying as fast. Maybe not against like other characters, but like with Karin it's like, everything's so dangerous, so it's like, oh, I kind of have to minimize the risk. When I play like Poison versus Karin, it's very different because I'm just trying to stay full screen at that point. It's not even like
Yeah.
I'm not even playing the same game with Poison because like I'm not trying to play neutral. I'm trying to get to my spot and make stuff happen.
Yeah, like when I think that you and Do are very similar in that way, where you guys actually kind of you don't look like the same person when you're playing a different character. Like I'm not in a bad way, in a good way. Like your Poison doesn't look like the same person that's using your Laura, for example. They're very different. And Dude's the exact same way. When you see like his Guile or something, his G versus like his Mika. Whereas I feel like for myself, like if I use my Chun Li or Guile or Karen or whatever, they all look like myself. Or like Punk. I don't think that Punk ever is great with a character as much as he's just playing the same neutral based reaction style and just using a different character while doing it.
Yeah.
But I think in general, one thing that you like, what you make me call the question, like when I'm sitting there genuinely analyzing, like of course, sometimes Twitch chat troll and stuff like that, so they could think that people are just talking from salt or something. But it's my job as a pro and to try to and somebody trying to win Apple and shit, like to be honest with myself. And so when I'm analyzing, when I'm training with you guys, I'm looking at my match and yours, and I'm seeing that like, okay, there's some stuff that's I really do look at, and I'm like, okay, this is broken. For example, I think Karen's crouch medium kick is broken. So just to give people an idea what I mean by that, because if when I'm in that range with Karen, what can someone really do?
Yeah, that's why I
You
feel
know,
like whenever I play against Karin, it's like usually I'm stuck in the mud. So it's like
you're
because
just
even
stuck there.
but you see the difference when I play. I don't know if you realize this, but when I play Laura versus Karin, I'm not moving. Like I'm literally just waiting for you to throw.
Hmm.
I'm waiting for you to throw me. When I play Poison and you're in that range, I'm finicky. I'm backdashing. The amount of times I catch you, you confirm crouch medium kick, but I flipped out. It happens way more often when
Yeah,
I'm poisoned because I don't want to be there. So I'm trying to get finicky to try to make you mess up or something so I can get out.
yeah. And I feel like the thing is, even sitting there with Laura against Karen's crouch medium kick, the reason why it's busted is because, of course, there's no one perfect way because she walks fast as hell. That's why that's one of the reasons why like Luke's crouch medium kick, even though it's confirmable, it's not as good as Karen's because he doesn't walk as fast as she does. So since I can walk so fast, you don't know if I'm gonna just act like I'm gonna crouch medium kick and then walk up to you and throw you, or walk up shimmy or whatever, right? So I only bring that up to say that, like, when I say something's broken, this isn't me complaining. I'm trying to analyze seriously and see what you think. When I look at like Laura, for one, the fact that she gets any hit into,
Mix up.
is it EX clap into left right mix?
Okay, yeah, it is left right mix, but okay. I explained this to Do, and he kind of got a sense of it, but I remember trying to explain it where like there's a way you can tell which side she's gonna go on, but you know in the heat of the moment you might get mixed up or whatever. But yeah, that is, but you know there's a range dependent. Like if she's too far, it won't work. So it's
Uh,
definitely uh it's definitely it's good if the person like is still lost because like I said I've done this mix up against myself a million times and honestly I can
okay,
probably
so you're
block it
saying it
90.
is
It's seeable but
blockable. You
is
can see
is
it. You can
blockable
see it.
but is very hard. Like if I probably set this to do it 10 times on me, I would probably block it 90% of the time.
Oh, well, that's huge. That okay. Well, that's just a huge. I mean, that completely changes the matchup at that point. You know, for
Yeah.
me right now, it's a legitimate 50-50 guess. So
Oh,
I know you've said that for a while, but I've never known exactly how to. And I would say, outside of that, which I'll message you about that, but outside of just that, like when people, I think when we judge character strength, is usually down to how many matchups, obviously, like a character wins, and also we rate stability very high, like someone not having to take a lot of risk. But when I look at Laura and that V trigger, what weight do you give that? You know, like
her V trigger?
yeah, like I'm saying when it comes to judging how ridiculous a character really is, like if someone sees a wild V trigger come back or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Then it's looked at as like a this doesn't happen all the time, so you can't depend on it. She's too
Yeah, you can.
when someone has a broken V trigger, people say, oh well, it's this character's too V trigger reliant. But remember when Abigail season 3 had armor break?
Okay.
I sat there and watched Cool Kid just rob everyone. I could watch you play anyone from me to Pump to Daigo, and everyone's getting robbed consistently. You know?
Okay. The Laura's V trigger one will never be as good as that. No V trigger in the game will ever be as
I
broken
agree.
as Abigail's
I
V trigger.
I agree.
Let's
I
just get
agree.
that out of the way.
I agree.
Okay, but her V trigger is definitely very strong. I would probably say it's top 3, top 4 in the game right. Top 3, top 5 V trigger is in the game right now. But like I said, a lot of people don't like to be like, oh, I have to rely on V trigger to win, which I agree. I partly agree with because it's very. You can win off a V trigger, sure, but if somebody has like a 80% life lead and I have, I don't know, like 10% life. If I'm playing against like Dalsim, Poison, Karin, one good V reversal, I'm done. I that's it. Is uh, G's another one.
I don't know. I disagree with that with Karen. Maybe with Fireball characters, but I mean, in the end of the day, that for Karen to hit you, she has to get within a scary clap range, and you know she has to be at a very specific spot to sweep the clap. And then just the fact that she has, like, most importantly, I would say the fact that she has button into is clap into command dash. Like
Okay, no,
I don't think
that's
casuals
strong.
will ever know. I don't think a casual watching will ever know the significance of what that really means. Like that is insane.
Okay,
You know, like
no, but okay, from like this perspective, if I'm in V trigger and I have like I guess 25% life because that's what I can set it to. Even
yeah.
like Karen, like right here, like if she's just like occupying this range, hitting medium kick, like to get a full clap and even to give up some screen space, you're not in like too much of a bad area because you're still mid screen. It's just when you're cornered. But even then, if you're like if she's charging clap and I'm too close, honestly, just jump it. And like if you jump at a good angle, then that's it. That's GG. From there,
You said on a reaction to them to her charging up clap.
yeah, I definitely think her V trigger is strong, but like it's maybe it's just me playing the character, but like even then, the only character I really feel like her V trigger is oppressive against is like Alex and
Hold up.
Balrog to be Alan.
So you think that everyone is just like because you are like just as effective with this damn near against everyone in the world. So you think people just don't
No, no,
like lab or
no,
something?
no,
Like I
no,
lab,
no, no, no,
but
no. It's definitely not that because you know when I was playing Tokido at Kumite London, Uh, he started because we played more after what you call it? We definitely played more after
Red Bull.
yeah, after the first attempt we played. So he started if he was ever out of range, he would just backdash and then like I would follow the clap and then if I ever clapped again, he would just EX headbutt or do like medium kick to make sure like the clap doesn't get too far. It's the same thing when I play Poison. I know how to stop. Well, with Laura, I'm lucky enough I can just low forward. But
Yeah.
if I'm playing Poison, I'll just do heavy kick and like if I have the life lead, then it's like, oh, who cares? I'm already winning. Now, if you're at like command grab guess for game, yeah, I mean, anyone's dead there. But if you have like a 75% to 25% life lead, her V trigger is not too bad. If you get like
Yeah.
heavy punch into EX clap, then I mean, yeah, you die.
This
But
is GG.
yeah,
So I actually like my theory on the matchup. I do think Karin wins the matchup. I think the big reason is Karin's walk speed. I think she just walks so fast, and then Laura's long normals are easy to whiff punish, or they just don't lead to a whole lot unless she crush counters you. So, but what I would say though is I do think that whiff punishing is a huge part of this matchup from as far as Karin, and I think that the matchup is a bit harder online than it would be offline because you got to whiff punish medium attacks.
yeah, I can see that. Is very whiff punish heavy.
Because
Yeah,
all of a sudden, if you're sitting there doing nothing, like and you blocking my crouch medium kicks and shit, like at some point you got to press something back. But
yeah.
if you could add the extra layer of walking back in, but to be fair, I do believe that. I mean, I think Punk whiff punishes you pretty consistently online in this matchup, though.
Yeah, I
So that
mean,
still would be on me.
he's good at with punishing crouch medium punch because like a lot of the time this is my kind of go-to button, but like
Yeah,
this button is you can whiff punish it. It's not easy,
Yeah.
but it is doable. But
yeah.
yeah, a lot of the matchup is kind of dependent. It's kind of on the Karin player to I guess not take initiative. It's kind of the Laura player to like find a hole. I guess. I mean, I would think this matchup would be the same as like Karin versus Balrog or something.
Hell the fuck no.
I feel like
You really would imagine that? No,
Yeah,
the
I feel like-
Balrog matchup is really easy.
I feel like what's funny? I feel like to be quite honest, I feel like Brian legit has a mental block versus Karin, and I think he's not the best Balrog player at
I
it.
think if me and Smug play the first to 10 Karen versus Balrog, I will definitely win. Like for sure. Pugera.
I
any
don't
of those
think
people.
I don't
I would
think
beat all of them.
I don't think it would be I don't think it would be as bad as like Brian per se, but
Well,
like
I think-
no,
well, that's fair,
no.
that's fair.
No, okay, I'm not trying to say Brian's bad or anything, but I'm trying to say like it's not. I don't think it would be easy. I actually think I think Smug would probably might. I think Smug might win actually.
Bro, you sound insane.
No.
Right now.
I think if Smug practiced like V skill to Vrog versus Karin, I don't think that matchup is as bad. I don't think that matchup can be that bad.
I mean, I don't remember the full count. I shouldn't. Actually, I'm not gonna say I remember the full count, but I will say we played at Street Fighter League. If you look at Rob TV and Rob TV Smug Gamer B, you'll see me upload a video with all three of us talking or whatever in the room, and we definitely played there. I'll say that. But regardless though, if you look in general when it comes to matchups, man, like I feel like when it comes to practicing for you, it's just like you just said, Taquito would back up against the EX clap, right? Full
Yeah.
screen. And then if you do another clap, then he'll do EX headbutt. Like you see how very specific that is? I feel like preparing for you in general comes down to a lot of that. Like I'm used to for 99% of players, it's like, okay, if I feel like they don't have a strong neutral game as me or whatever, I feel like it's a wrap. Like it's just easy to win no matter who they are, what character they play. But I feel like in your rare case, like one, I think you got good neutral, but like of course, like I said, I personally think mine is stronger. I think my neutral reactions are stronger. As crazy as that could sound to people, but I feel like your layers when it comes to your mix-ups and everything, you just don't see anywhere else. So, like, I have to specifically just study your stuff and go to training mode and practice all this type of stuff, which I've tried
Uh,
already, and you're just
uh,
so good at reads too. On top of that,
but that's the thing. But I mean, you say like lore and poison is not like a lot of lore and poison play. You could say the same thing. You could argue that about a lot of characters though, because like if I needed to practice for, I don't know, Problem X Alex or something.
yeah, you're
Oh
not gonna
yeah,
find no.
I can't find anybody.
No, but you know the thing is though, I don't think that you would need to. I don't even mean it in that way that there's not a lot of Laura and what's the name players because that's downplaying the significance of how amazing what you do is.
Mm.
I'm not saying there's not a lot of those players. I'm saying that you are just playing in a completely different way than all of them. Like it's a waste of time to play with any other Laura player to practice for you or playing with another poison player, for example. Like when I play against all the other poisons, like who's whatever poison player you can think of in North America, if you notice in NOBC or any tournaments, I usually just smash them, whoever it is. And that's because it's so easy for me to just use my neutral to walk into space. But the way you play the neutral game, it's hard to get into that spot. You know what I mean? I destroy every other poison player easily, but not you, you know?
Mm.
Like I just don't think that anyone else is playing. And then as far as Laura, the drop off is even more extreme. I think everybody would agree with that. It looks basically I think it says a variance in neutral. Yeah, like I've
Yeah.
always said, I feel like
No.
your
No.
button placement is better.
People play neutral differently. It's definitely not like a thing. It varies per I guess player. Like a lot of people would have the basic, ABC 1 2 3 neutral, but like I said, it's different kind of how somebody's gonna go about it. I'm trying to think. Let me look at my favorites list, I guess, cause I can name 2 players in North America right now that play neutral entirely different. Who are
Yeah,
there? Just a Kid. I'll take Just a Kid as an example. Just a Kid. He doesn't play neutral. His neutral is
no,
jumping
he
a
does
lot.
not. He just
Yeah,
jump.
he
Yeah,
jumps a lot. So it's
just
very
jump.
different. It's very different on how people would play. You play very grounded. Um, I know Joey can play neutral, but he can turn it on when he needs to. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yep, yep.
So it's very like player specific, but I do think it's good when it's good to experiment with like how people play neutral and then you try to find the one thing that beats all. Now as far as like me, like I kind of have like a basic game plan I try to use versus everyone too, but like against like Problem that didn't work. um but against like certain players you realize that it starts to work and then that's when it's like you got to lab. But
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
You know, I was thinking about this recently. Like, this is really cool. So, I feel like right now, let's say, like, I think because stuff is stuck online and people aren't being able to see, like, we don't have regular offline events where we're seeing the best versus the best and da da da. Right.
Mm.
So, I think that right now, like for me, for example, I've done work at every tournament I've been allowed to enter, but of course, there's only but so many tournaments that I can, right? So right now, because of history, no matter what the results are, like there's people who are even crazy enough to think Smug would beat me in the first of 10 with Balrog versus my Karin, you know. But what I do realize though is that I feel like as far as actual skill, um, right now I think I'm at the like around like I'm at like the top of the not elite right now, like on the precipice. I remember you being in this spot before. A lot of people don't remember out on from that
Yeah.
point, but I do
No,
when we
no, no.
would play.
I definitely know what you're talking about because like that happened because I would always remember people would be like, if there was like a regional, if Idom could win if Punk or Do wasn't there. That was always
Yes,
yeah.
yeah, exactly,
Mm.
exactly. Like, but so I feel like right now, what I'm coming to one of the things I realize is just when it comes to yourself, when it comes to someone like even someone like a Do or Punk, how would I put it? Like right now I can just
Mm.
offer pure skill and I'll offer pure skill in base game plans versus characters. I can beat 99% of players in the world easily. But when it comes to playing against someone like yourself or Punk or Do, like I have to learn specifically how to beat y'all. Like I'm sure I would imagine it's kind of like that for you for yourself, where when it comes to you, you beat all of these guys all the time. But I would imagine like you have a direct strategy for Punk individually or for Do individually when he was playing.
Yeah, that's usually how. Well, when I would play Punk, I had a lot of strategies, but like a lot of the time it didn't work. But that was like in 20, like in before when it was like season 2, season 3. I would always have like a strategy for like uh Do and Punk, and I still remember in like 2018 when fucking Guile was broken and fucking I was like, bro, I gotta not play lore versus Do or whatever. But like a lot of the time, it's more it's strategy, and like a good strategy is always to like have a strategy to beat anyone. So that's what I kind of do. Like even when I play, I'm not I'm not doing anything crazy when I play. At least that's how I feel. When we just played
Yeah.
just now, I'm not doing anything
No, I
crazy.
agree. I agree.
But I will ask this one question though. Midwest versus East Coast, who's winner?